For years, I couldn't remember what had happened to me that night. All I knew was that 3 hours of my life were gone, unaccounted for in any way that made sense. The search for those lost hours changed me. Finding them nearly killed me. Even now, there are times when I lie awake in the dark heart of night and wish to hell I'd left it all alone. Except for Ethan. I could never regret anything about him. I remember well enough how the night began. If I'd stayed home where I belonged, I wouldn't be telling this story now. The crowd in the Holiday Inn lounge was just getting loose. The band had finally found a tune even the broken-hearted could move to, and the dancers were taking on the glow of too much alcohol. I was out of place in that happy community of the drunk and the unattached. I gotta get back to the kids, Sherry. It's going on midnight. The kids are fine. Sherry pushed the overprocessed hair out of her eyes. You've hardly been out of the house for weeks. Ronnie don't never take you nowhere. Every once in a while, even the mom of the year deserves some downtime, don't you think? With 3 little kids, I didn't have much choice but to stay home full time. Not if the family was going to stay relatively sane. Sherry thought I was the crazy one for sticking it out with a man whose idea of excitement was a beer so cold it made him shiver. She was a free bird and thought I should be one too. But then, she'd been married 3 times. Her only child was an overfed Cocker Spaniel. I ignored the invitation to discuss my home life and dug my keys out of my purse. The mall closed hours ago, Sherry. Our alibi's shot. She wasn't listening. Her attention had been snagged by a tall specimen at the bar with the gone-to-fat look of a former high school football star. Sherry and I had run together since we were both new to the course, so I recognized the signs. She and Mr. Right Now were headed for a tumble in the sheets a few drinks down the line. I shook my head and reached for my jacket. I'm out of here, girl. If I stay, I'm just going to cramp your style. Sherry sighed, returning her focus to me. Tell me what Ronnie did to deserve a wife that looks like Shania Twain and acts like an angel to boot. I snorted. Guess he won the lottery the night the condom broke and he did the right thing. Yeah, well, I'm running home right now to polish the old halo. I'll call you tomorrow. Outside, the chill of late October had laid a damp hint of frosts to come on the pickups in the hotel lot. I could see my breath in the still air as I shrugged into my jacket. Despite the drinks, I didn't stagger as I looked up to admire the spray of stars across the black of night. My head was clear when I got in my old Ford pickup and turned out onto the highway. I didn't as much as wobble in my lane on the way home. That's why, even months later, I couldn't explain what happened next. Not to my husband, not to Sherry, not to the police, or the counselors, or the doctors. Oh, I could blame myself, all right. But I couldn't find any reason in this world why 1 minute I could be driving along Deerhorn Road, not a mile from my house, and 3 hours later be waking up in my pickup on the side of the road.